All right, Buff Nation. What is going on? Let's go ahead and cue the music. Move today. Sorry, I'm a little late, everybody. Tremaine Young in the house. Good to see ya. Mike, hope that corn's looking great out there in Nebraska. Buff since 89. What's going on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Scope Buffs Daily. Y'all go follow him, support him, what he's got going on as well. And before I get started, I want to say thank you to everybody that showed up for Buff Stampede meet and greet last night at Dark Horse. That was a lot of fun. Got to meet a few of y'all. Topher, Chris. I'm blanking on some other names. I apologize. I'm terrible with names. But it was a lot of fun hanging out with Adam Munster Tiger, William Gardner, everybody like that. It was a ton of fun and fun little story. We're chilling at the bar, right? And who do I see walk in for a quick minute? Our new defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston. I called him Sean Livingston, Golden State Warriors player, always, but I did not talk to him. It looked like that man just wanted to have a couple drinks after work, then get back to it. I understand, but I gotta say, he looked exactly like you see in the thumbnails, man. You would have assumed he's somebody that worked in tech out here in Boulder and mountain biked on the weekends. You know, it was a lot of fun. What's up, Rawhide? Hope you're doing all right. And today we're going to be talking about Micah Welch. I mean, we're going to be preparing for spring ball. That's going to be kicking off here soon with my meetup with Adam Munster Tiger yesterday. We gave a little bit of a spring ball preview. You're going to see that up on Buff Stampede today if that already isn't uploaded. And I'll be uploading it on my channel later tonight as well. And we went through, talked over a lot of different position groups. And today, I thought it would be great to highlight, again, somebody that I haven't spoken about in a while, that I think there's a lot of excitement about, somebody that could have an impact here in the running back room, especially if it kind of stays this same group of four right now that we have in the room, and that's Micah Welch. And so I wanted to go ahead, share some of his highlight film from high school. I mean, it must have been maybe a couple months since I've done a video on him. I think I did a video on him as well, like over the last off season when I think he initially committed. But it kind of reminds me a little bit, shades of Clinton Portis. I know that there were some other comps from the commenters in my video on him, Bucky Irving, Emmitt Smith. Okay. Now, I'm not saying he is Clinton Portis, but his game kind of reminds me of Clinton Portis in some ways. So that's why I threw him up in the thumbnail. And I'd be curious to see what you guys think of him. So I want to say a quick hello to Shirley. I want to say, oh man, this is awesome. Scobus, watch him play in high school. Kid's a dog. East Coast Kev, I'll get to your super chat here when I wrap up my first little segment of this. Always appreciate your support as always. But let's go ahead and get into some of this highlight film from Micah Welch. It's wonderful stuff. So, yeah, one of the top running backs in the nation. Here we go. And this is a long highlight clip. So, again, y'all let me know what you think about him. Big-time performer here out of Georgia. Was ranked by 24/7 as the number 62 running back in the class. 101st player from Georgia. That's awesome stuff. And yeah, in terms of his statistics, career totaled almost 3,800 rushing yards, 47 touchdowns, 254 receiving yards, 210 return yards. So that's well over 4,200 all-purpose yards. Played a little bit of defense as well. You'll see that sprinkled throughout this highlight clip. 30 tackles. Senior season, 8 touchdowns. About 900 yards on the ground, 4 100-yard games. This guy's a big-time player. He also is in track and field. And so I wonder, maybe next year you might see him do what Dylan Edwards is doing track and field as well. And some of the things that really stick out to me about his game is I think he's got good vision. I think he's got good balance. He's able to absorb contact. He's not somebody that goes down on first contact really much at all throughout this tape. And I think if you've been able to watch any of the Reach the People or the Well Off Media clips of him, he's somebody. I mean, that's a really nice block. He's somebody that's already coming in with that college size body to him already. 5'9", measuring at 205 pounds. I would not be surprised if he adds another 5 pounds onto that, playing at 210. That's a substantial size for a freshman. And yeah, again, I feel like he has great balance and explosion to his game. You see him kind of take he can take things outside, run past people, but you'll see throughout this as well, he can run guys over as well. And he's going to have a good, I mean, look at that cutback, that jump cut. That's beautiful stuff. But he's going to be, I think, part of the long-term future here in the running back stable along with Dylan Edwards. And so you'll kind of have that thunder and lightning combination here, depending on if Alton McCaskill goes to the league after this year or not. I think he's got a couple more years of eligibility if he wants to have those. But yeah, he's somebody that I could definitely see getting some time. I mean, look at the speed, the vision, the stiff arm, the balance there to still get yards after contact. I think this guy, I've talked about this for a while, is I would love us to go after, get another running back that, I mean, look, I'm interrupting myself because I'm getting so hyped about this whole thing. Yeah, he's somebody that I think can be another game-changing, game-breaking athlete in this backfield. And there's a lot of good running backs coming out of high school. Usually, some of the best athletes, they're always playing that position. And not only do we have somebody like Draylon Miller who could come in and get some carries eventually right at the running back position, kind of a do-it-all guy, but this is a guy that would not surprise me if he continues to work his way up the depth chart, just like we saw Dylan Edwards work his way up this past year as well. And yeah, usage, you can talk about how he was misused or everything like that. I think he was, but definitely one of our most athletic and talented backs. And I think Dylan Edwards, right now, this is kind of a preview for my episode with Adam Munster Tiger. I think Dylan Edwards takes the first team snaps to start off spring ball. Maybe that isn't so controversial, but that's what I think. You see him playing linebacker right here, and that's great. I mean, we need guys. We need to be tougher, and I love to see that. He's a guy that is used to contact. He's not afraid. I mean, look at that. Bowling over this guy. Get him in open space. Boom. Knocks that guy on his back. This is what we've been missing at the running back position. Somebody who's going to be able to do that. And while I am going to miss Hankerson, I understand why he left, but I think somebody like Micah Welch coming in here is a better athlete than Anthony Hankerson. And depending on how he adjusts it, to the college game, it definitely helps with him being an early enrollee already here on campus. I could see him taking meaningful snaps for the Buffs this year. And running back's one of those positions where guys get hurt. And he's the type of guy that, due to injury, might get his first opportunity. And kind of similar to Cameron Silman-Craig, would not surprise me if, he ends up, I mean, look at that. Look at that balance to take that contact. But it would not surprise me if he becomes a substantial part of the running back rotation this year after some time. But I love this. Vision, contact, balance, explosion back out of it. He's just a different type of athlete than what we've had in the past. And plenty of, 3-star running backs end up creating really great careers for themselves in college football. So, yeah. And the fact that he's coming from Georgia, that's a high level of competition out there as well. And yeah, I just love the fact that he's already here in January. I can't wait to see him at the spring game. Rawhide, you got to reconsider this spring game, man. You got to come out. We'll get to some of your comments as this tape is rolling. Boom shakalaka. His work ethic will take him further than most believe that. Yes, yes, yes. Again, you can already see in some of these practice videos, he looks like he has a college body already. It would not shock me if he's 210 pounds, 215 pounds by the time the season starts. Yeah, and this is why, Mike, that he kind of reminds me a little bit of Clinton Portis. Of course, I feel like Clinton Portis has more speed than Micah Welch, but his ability to Clinton Portis had really good balance. He had great vision. He was a guy that could kind of do a little bit of everything for you. He could run outside. He could run between the tackles. He could run over guys, but he could also, put you on a spin cycle, juking you out of your shoes. And I think he's got really good all-around game. And we need more guys. Hopefully, Alton McCaskill can be one of those guys for us this year that can get us those tough yards in between the tackles, and really with those like A-gap power runs inside the red zone. One of those guys. But Micah Welch is another guy that's fully capable of being that kind of back as well. And I like his versatility. Hopefully we see a little bit more creativity with how the running backs are used this year compared to what we saw last year, because Michael Welch is one of those guys that you can throw in the backfield similar to Alton McCaskill, and you're not reading like, oh, okay, this is definitely or 80% likely going to be an outside handoff or an outside run or vice versa, or this is definitely going to be an inside thing. Really, it just seemed like I don't know how DMVR was talking about this the other day or yesterday about how just the usage of Dylan Edwards was so puzzling, and we made it too easy on defenses for them to kind of cue in based on our personnel, what we were looking to do. And so, having athletes back there like Welsh and McCaskill, it's going to make it a little bit harder for the defense to cue in, along with a good offensive line. What exactly is the play is going to be, So I'll have this run again, and I'll continue to get to some of your comments on here after this ad goes through. Again, guys, appreciate your engagement in the chat. Hit that like if you have not already. TK saying right now, I'm calling it right now, Alton won't play all 12 games. Hey, and I think that honestly, it's tough for running backs to stay healthy if they're taking a big workload, and he's somebody, again, we don't really know what to expect from him just because he hasn't played in 2 years now. I still think that while I think Dylan Edwards will take the first team snaps to start off spring ball, I do think Alton McCaskill is going to be the starting running back for this team come fall, maybe even by the spring game. But again, there is a little bit of an unknown with him. What's his 40 time, Tremaine Young? Let me see if I can look this up. $4.5. At least that's according to Huddle on his Huddle profile. 4.5. Definitely truck stick. He's got some truck stick moves. Yeah, he's built like a do-it-all running back. He's got some hands. And when you've also played linebacker, it shows that, you're not scared to take a hit and to also dish out the contact, right? I don't think that this was shown during the highlight tape, but I am wondering how he does in pass protection as well. You see him right here with this lead block. That's nice, shoving that guy to the ground, but don't have much to go from in terms of how he is as a pass protector. But I would imagine that he comes in with a pretty good foundation for pass protecting, just based on the fact that he played linebacker. So he's also thinking with a linebacker when it comes to some of these picking up the blitzes and everything like that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Ron. Tremaine Young saying Charlie works extremely hard. At least give him one touch a game. I guess I'm cool with that, you know? Honestly, sometimes I forget that Charlie's on the roster as a walk-on. Don't kill me. But Tremaine Young, yeah, Hankerson did not have good vision nor breakaway speed. He was just kind of an average running back. And I feel like an average athlete back there. Jonas coming in saying, I believe RB won by season's end. That's a hot take. I'm not going to forget that one, Jonas. I'm not going to forget that one. Sounds like Raw is coming out here for the spring game then. Let's see what else. Oh, I got to get to Kev's super chat. Duh. Off subject. I don't care. I appreciate the $5 super chat, East Coast Kev. Off subject. What do you guys think about the UFL with The Rock? Is it worth watching? I miss football. Y'all let us know your thoughts in the chat on this too. I will say I haven't watched really much of the USFL, the XFL, what was the AAF a few years ago. The product was just not great. I'm hoping that with the UFL or the USFL and the XFL merging into the UFL, even though it's only 8 teams, you have better talent on each team, so the product is a little bit more watchable. As you guys know, I got a lot of ties to San Antonio. Wade Phillips is coaching the San Antonio team, so maybe I might tune in on a Sunday afternoon where I don't have anything going on. But I am probably not going to be watching a lot of it, to be honest, or unless there's a player that I want to keep up with, like if I was an AJ McCarron fan, of course I would be checking out the Battlehawks. It's a great name for a St. Louis football team. Well, a football team in general. St. Louis Battlehawks. Like that's badass. Yeah, King John. There's so many talented NFL athletes these days. There's just not enough spots in the NFL. And I definitely think from a skills position standpoint, you're totally right. I think one of the things that was really hard to watch with some of these spring leagues is just the line talent wasn't anywhere near where it is in the NFL. And that made it tough for offenses. So hopefully with these leagues combining, you'll see a little bit better line play. When do the pads come on? I should know this, but I don't. Let me look this up. March 19th. No, that's 2023. So it's probably going to be around then. March 18th through April 27th. So we got a couple more weeks to go. Jay saying, only way Welsh will be RB1 this year is if all 3 of our running backs are hurt. Hey, don't wish that on us, man. Do not wish that on us. We need to stay healthy, man, if we're going to see another big jump and go to a bowl game, contend for a Big 12 title, all that stuff. But I understand what you're saying. I think it's most ideal to never throw true freshmen in there initially before they're ready. That's why I do wonder, hey, I do expect Jordan Seaton to be the starting left tackle for the majority of the year, but might we not see that week 1? I don't know. I'm not going to say right now that he's going to be the starting week 1 left tackle, like for sure. And that's why I'd love us to still target some tackle talent in the portal just to have a little bit more insurance. Because again, right now, I feel like, hey, Savion Washington, Khalil Benson competing for that right tackle position, I guess, alongside David Connor. Can David Connor play both sides? Because I guess David Connor could also compete for that starting left tackle position alongside Jordan Seaton. But it would be nice to have some guys in there a little bit more proven and some more veteran leadership that we can rely behind without maybe putting a little bit too much pressure on true freshmen to be some key impact players for us. I think it's always better when you can kind of ease them into that role rather than thrusting them out there immediately. But yesterday when I was filming our episode with Adam Munster, Tiger William Gardner was talking about how he doesn't expect Khalil Benson to even be a tackle on this team. He thinks he might be a guard, which he has played a little bit of guard throughout his college career at Indiana before. So that's something interesting to think about, because hey, if we see him become more of a guard here, then yeah, we got 3 tackles. Well, I guess 4. We got, that undersized one, Philip Houston from FIU. We got David Connor. We got Jordan Seaton. And then we got Savion Washington. That's not exactly a group right now with a lot of productivity, Dev saying he'll play 4 games in red shirt. That's interesting. And again, I don't hate it. Red shirt and some of these guys that we're bringing in. I mean, really, I wonder if it's outside of Jordan Seaton, if a lot of these guys, if you're putting money to bet on, if a lot of these guys will red shirt. We'll just have to see. But Jonas, yeah, I like this point here. If he can learn to pass protect, he got all the other mid players beat. And that's why he could work his way into, getting some meaningful snaps here. Hey, let's go. FPSD. What does that stand for? Something San Diego? We'll see. Thank you for the $5 super chat. You're saying, bro, Cash Cleveland is my favorite new member of the team. Let's go. And sorry, this is a little bit rated R for lunchtime, y'all, but Cash Cleveland totally sounds like a porn star name. I just needed to say that. It's been a while since I've said it. Just needed to get that out there. It's an awesome name. It sounds like a porn star. He's just missing the mustache. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with Cash Cleveland. That center position is something that I'm pretty excited about. If we bring in another center, that would be even more interesting. But I think that Tyler Brown, Yakiri Walker, Hank Zelenskis, I think Hank Zelenskis could eventually be a starter here as well. And Cash Cleveland's one of those guys. Hey, you're playing at IMG, you're one of Jordan Seaton's buddies, already got a little bit of a relationship with somebody else in the offensive line. I think that's great. And I do wonder why Cash Cleveland wasn't more highly recruited, because, I mean, he did play, was it over at Heath in Texas before he came out to IMG his last year? You just kind of wonder why the recruiting, like when you're starting offensive lineman for IMG, a top 10 high school team, like every year nationally, why weren't there more offers? I don't know. But yeah, we got a lot of what ifs right now at tackle right now, Zion. Totally right. Oh, yeah, Tremaine Young. We also got Reggie Young and Isaiah Jada, but yeah, it's probably best right now if we don't have those guys hit the field. I'm sorry. But I think a lot of y'all can agree with me. After that UCLA game, man, that thing was just rough. That thing was rough. TK, man, don't you can't be cursing us. This might be a hot take, but I don't see Seaton staying healthy all season either. Why is that, man? From what I understand, he didn't have an injury history at IMG. Is it just because he's a little bit undersized right now, like weight-wise as a tackle? I think maybe if you were starting on the inside as a true freshman, I might be a little bit more nervous about that. But he's not going to be facing 320-pound dogs out on the edge. But I thought Cash Cleveland's other offers, they were other preferred walk-on offers as well. Am I wrong on that? Let me look this up. Cash Cleveland. So you had one offer, it looks like, from Georgia Tech. Okay. Georgia Tech's a good program. Reggie Young's not even on the team. Was he out of eligibility? Dave, we're finna get the 4-star offensive line transfer from Georgia. He played in 11 games last year. Big white boy. And you guys know we rarely bring in white boys on this team right now, right? Yeah, I saw that there was a Georgia guy who entered the portal. Hopefully we can make a nice little offer. Let me see here. Let me see what his name is. We're going to peruse this thing on Twitter right now, okay? Okay, Reggie Young's done. All right, so we just got to worry about Isaiah Jada. You know what I say we do with Isaiah Jada? Throw him on the D-line. It can't go any worse. It can only go up from here. Throw him on the D-line. We need bodies on the D-line, right? And I think I liked something earlier today where I can go back and find it. Yeah, y'all be sure to tune in to Adam's segment with William Gardner. Freaking hilarious. I see that we had a no. Oh my gosh, Georgia. Chad Lindbergh. With 2 years of eligibility. I'm pursuing my MBA. Way to go. Well, hey, great news for you, Mr. Lindbergh. CU's got a great MBA program. I can vouch for that because I got my MBA from CU. Okay. Let me go ahead and take a look at this pro football focus stuff. Let's take a quick look at this guy. See a guard or a tackle? Lindbergh. Am I spelling his name right, man? What the heck? Okay, Chad Lindbergh. Okay. Georgia. So he must have not played a lot of snaps this past year since his name only came up when I ignored the snap minimum. All right. 6'6", 325 tackle. Okay. That's great because we need a tackle. All right. Played 81 snaps on offense this year. But I'm guessing he played in those 11 or 12 games on special teams. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, offensive line. Okay. Yeah, mainly playing special teams, 96 snaps on special teams or on a field goal, extra point kick, and then on punt coverage. So like 127 snaps on special teams, 81 on the offensive line, and then 18 is like an inline tight end, extra offensive lineman. Okay. But hey, I like the measurable 6'6", 325. Big guy. Again, not a lot of snaps, but seemed to get a good blocking grade from the time he was in there as an inline, like extra offensive lineman, I'm guessing. Let's see here. Yeah, they had him in on this inline tight end for a lot. They had him playing at right tackle a little bit. No snaps at left tackle. So, okay, this would be a guy that would come in and compete for right tackle snaps, maybe some right guard. I wonder if he played left tackle in high school. But no left tackle snaps throughout his career in Georgia yet. So it sounds like he's kind of a guy like Anquin Barnes, something like that. A guy that hasn't gotten on the field a ton, maybe has some potential. But yeah, let's with where CU's at right now with our tackle position, I think we definitely should reach out to him, see what his other options are, see if he's interested in coming here and competing for a spot. Because, like we've said, this right tackle battle is totally wide open. But in terms of this guy being any better than what we got right now, I think that's a total unknown just by looking at the minimum amount of snaps he's actually played. Dave just got here. On the UGA Guru, is this kid transferring to CU? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I really have no idea. I mean, again, this guy has just played a little bit, so maybe he sees this as an opportunity to come and get real playing time, since this is an open competition at right tackle. But this isn't the case of some of those top end Georgia or Alabama, Ohio State guys hitting the portal, which we got little to no shot at. This is a guy that was a backup there, and I think we've seen that we've had some success bringing in some guys that have played a little bit at schools like Alabama or LSU, right? And maybe are looking for that next opportunity to actually get on the field. But that is no guarantee that just because they went to Georgia, they're better than what we got. I'm hoping that Anquin Barnes can take a step this year, but you got to wonder, okay, why weren't you on the field the last 2 years? Same thing with Quincy Wiggins. You were a top 50 recruit in the country a few years ago. Why haven't you gotten on the field at LSU? Is it just because that room is just absolutely stacked, or is there something else going on? We'll just have to see. Cordell Russell's a little bit different. I wouldn't be nearly as hyped about Cordell Russell if he was a college athlete for 2 years and got no snaps on the field. There's so much more leeway that I give guys coming in having a redshirt freshman year. There's a lot more leash. And I think that's why I'm much more excited about somebody like Cordell Russell than I am Anquin Barnes or Quincy Wiggins. Zion says he's not coming. But I it's tough for me to say right now. Sometimes, but this hasn't been the first time. Guys, Colorado has gotten other Power 5 washouts before, but before Coach Prime, and times, man, it didn't work out. Just because they went to one of these big time programs is not a guarantee of productivity. Now, I do think the odds of them becoming an impact player for the team, even if they sat on the bench for 3 years at Alabama, is higher for them making an impact on a team this year than a 3-star true freshman coming in. And that's why it's okay, I can get behind taking a chance on some of these guys rather than just bringing in a 3-star guy who hasn't used their transfer, who might just transfer anyways, right? I understand that, but to be calling any of these guys right now, Anquin Barnes, Quincy Wiggins, If we were to go get a guy like Chad Lindbergh, Khalil Benson, for instance, any of these guys. I know Khalil is a little bit different of an example because he actually started at Indiana, but I don't think any of these guys are like you can guarantee that they're going to be impact players for us. I hope that a couple of them become that. That's like my realistic hope. Man, you guys are cracking me. I'm so mad Besson got a Hellcat out of CU with an F pass block grade. Hey, man, just let the guy live his life. Just let the guy live his life. I think it's cool. Greg said it. Y'all go subscribe to Greg said it. Hope your day's going well, man. Seton will start. He's manhandling them boys at practice. Let's see it when the pads come on. But yeah, I think his footwork obviously looks very good. But yeah, is Chad Lindbergh looking our way? If he started for Georgia, I would say like most definitely no. But since he's just been a guy that's been playing inline tight end for them, he could. That was interesting. How do you get the Hellcat? I mean, not that I really care, but if a guy's got a cool car, that's awesome, man. You should enjoy it. I totally disagree with this, Surfer. A Georgia player leaving UGA for a place like CU is leaving the Marines to go to being a dude. He's a guy that did not play significantly at all for Georgia. So again, I understand that if you're a starting player for the University of Georgia, the man has played a total of. The guy hasn't even played a total of 200 snaps in his 3 years at Georgia. Don't hit me with that, man. This guy wouldn't have been cut out for the Marines if you're using that analogy. But I will say this. I like that we got some shit talkers on this offensive line. I like it. Now, hopefully they can back up that play, right? But we need, again, I talk about this a lot, guys. We need some nasty to us. We're already improving. We got a guy named Cash Cleveland on the team. Sounds like a dirty dog. But we need some guys on this team that are going to eye poke, that are going to fight, that are going to be nasty, that are going to talk some shit, that are going to want to come in there and assert their dominance. But I will say I'm going to be pissed if the only guy doing that's Khalil Benson. Damn, you guys follow these players' lives so closely. Man, he made a down payment for it like a regular ass person. Good Lord, guys. How much even is a Hellcat? And I thought they discontinued the Hellcat, or like, am I crazy? Oh, guys, man, these cars are fucking $71,000. Well, you know that is a little pricey, but I mean the man's a Power 5 athlete, Power 4 athlete, man. You know, enjoy your Hellcat, enjoy your sports car. Did he buy it used? Can somebody give me a Kelly Blue Book value of Khalil Benson's Hellcat? Oh man, I just think it's funny, guys. Like, some of these athletes, like I said, man, they live in apartments out in Boulder that are 2-3 times more expensive where I live, man. It's like, these guys are living their best life. They've worked hard for it, and they should enjoy it. And hopefully they can work for, get to that next level and, just be insanely rich, man. Just because these players are, making their lives better doesn't mean we can't make our lives better either, man. Just be happy for people. Well, Jack Bailey hit the portal. Man, I don't know. He should, but I think he has to graduate, right? Doesn't he have to graduate? He's either graduating or he's out of transfers. Cash Cleveland's the type of kid that will give you a vicious wedgie while smiling and laughing. Yes, and hopefully you can grow a little mustache. All right, guys, this is a total I don't even know what to say. It's totally off topic, right? But I was talking with a friend about this yesterday. I saw Dune Part 2, okay? I loved it. But here's my issue with the whole Dune thing. Timothée Chalamet, he's a good actor, right? This guy is not badass at all. You think these people living in the desert for centuries got these big ass beards? They're warriors. They're just gonna go fight for this dude that can't grow facial hair? No way. And that's the part of the movie that like always makes me crack up, or I feel like it's a little cheesy, is when Timothée Chalamet just tries to act hard or tough or like he's some badass warrior. Dude, I'm not going into battle with anybody that can't grow at least a mustache. But then I thought about it, and there's one exception to this. The main character from The Bear. He doesn't have any facial hair, but he's a badass chef. You know how it is. Give me 32 chickens. Fire everything. I'll follow him into battle. But he's the only exception. But Timothée Chalamet, man, they needed to cast somebody that was a little bit more tough. Somebody who could grow a beard. These people have been, fighting for decades, for centuries. And some skinny ass, 150-pound little guy is going to come in there and lead these people to victory? No. Yeah, give me Carmen from The Bear. He's my one exception. Definitely go see it. It was better than part 1. But the relationship with his mom is just kind of weird. That's all I'm going to say. It's just kind of weird. I don't think so, because I feel like you would see more people transferring, right? If that transfer window is, I don't understand the college football rules, guys. I just got to be honest. We do need some Samoans, Tyree. I'm with you on that. Yeah, man, I'm not. Some guy saying he's going to lead me into battle, not growing one facial hair. You can miss me with that. But Dave, Mike Tyson had no facial hair. Mike Tyson was jacked. Timothée Chalamet, man, he's a scrawny little dude. Okay, you can't have both. John Wick 4 was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. Okay, I'm going to get back to some of these comments to do with Colorado. I know that was a little bit of a digression right there. But guys, we need some nasty. All the good football teams, they're total assholes on the field. We need some of that. I want to see some more fights. Now, not Kentucky style. It can't be trashy like that. But I want to see us chippy. I want to see both the offensive, defensive lines talking some shit. That's what we need. I want to see some eye pokes, all of that. I want to see, hey, if a player this season takes a cheap shot at one of our guys, man, we're putting that guy in the hospital, man. That's probably not politically correct. That's more like hockey code, right? But let's like, it's like with Jokic, man. These NBA players used to cheap shot him. They used to mess with him. And then what happened with that Miami Heat player? Jokic had enough, man. Jokic shoved that guy to the ground, gave him vertigo, never played another minute in the NBA for the rest of the season ever again. And now you don't see people messing with Jokic like that, because he's like, I grew up in an area of the world where bombs were dropped constantly. I'm not scared of any of you guys, and I could handle you instantly. That's the type of energy that we need. Like, you are lucky that I am controlling myself, okay? That's the type of energy that we need on our lines. And again, not politically correct, but this is where roid rage helps. We played like a team last year that wasn't on steroids. We need a little bit more of that roid rage this year. I am, man. I like steroids. I like performance-enhancing drugs. I like my teams to win. What about the helmet communication? Still going to happen this year? I think it should. But Adam, I was talking with Adam, and he thought it came for 2025, or is coming for 2025. But it better come for 2024, because we don't need any more 12-man on the field. We don't need any instance where guys are getting up lined up wrong, not knowing the plays, any of that. It's going to be a lot easier to just communicate this with the play call into the helmet. Dude, I am too desperate for steroids, man. We haven't had a winning season since 2016. I'm looking at every single possibility. Okay? Nah, man, it ain't going to stop here. First time on my channel. You want the players to get suspended? No, I don't. I want our players to be smart. Dog Food Slim. Awesome name. How did you come up with that? Like, dog food Slim. It's an interesting name. It's a cool name. Look at the rims on that profile picture. I got a feeling CU will run the ball the same or even less this year. And I got to say, I don't exactly have a problem with that, man. Let's just run more effectively. Let's get 6-7 yards of carry. Wouldn't that be a miracle? Wouldn't that be freaking awesome? If we could do that, okay? Are we going to be running the ball 40% of the time? I don't think so. Maybe there are games where we do that. I mean, we did have a couple games, or at least one game this past year, where we did have a 50-50 run-pass ratio, and we scored like 40 points, 40-plus points against USC. So I could see us running the ball more, but at the end of the day, it's not because I want Shedeur to win the Heisman or Travis to win the Heisman, which is why I'm just going to throw it all the time. I think Shedeur is our best player, and we have the best opportunity to win the more often he's the one making plays for us. But we saw, like, the very far side of this where, you can try that, but if you don't have any sort of balance or any other threat outside of that to gain yards and make plays consistently, then they're just going to be able to key up on the passing game, and it's going to go nowhere. So I think we will run the ball a lot better, but air this thing out, man. Like, we got some great receivers. I still think the receivers are our deepest position group right now, and I still think we'll run the ball a hell of a lot better than we did this past year, but I don't think you're going to see anybody. I would be surprised if CU has anybody rushing for over 1,000 yards. I think definitely as a team we'll totally blow that away. But yeah, I think maybe you might, hopefully, you see a couple guys with like 800 yards or so. I mean, wouldn't that be great? But I'm kind of speaking off the cuff on that right now. But I do think that you're going to see in 2025 as well, because we will have a new quarterback. And I think that it's probably safe to say that whoever that quarterback is, whether they're on the roster right now or not, they're not going to be at Shador's level week 1 in 2025. I think they are planning to have a more run heavy team in 2025. And that's why I like the guy Walter Taylor, 6'7", 250 pounds. Hey, if we want to go to more of that smash mouth type of style of football in 2025, that would be pretty cool to see, because he's a guy that can run over a lot of people in that, quarterback position, being the size that he is. There's a reason why people call him Baby Cam. Dude, the Mata 54-yard field goal was great. Great start. Let's continue to strengthen that leg, baby. I think he's made from that distance before in practice, but we need him to be at the place where he can be kicking touchbacks consistently. I mean, that's what I want. I trust Mata as our place kicker right now. Where our hole is right now is on kickoffs. Jace Feely has the leg for it, but it was just incredibly inconsistent last year on kickoffs, kicking it out of bounds, kicking it short. You wonder what was going on. That is something, to me, I just don't understand. Over 5,400 feet above sea level, significantly more feet than where Mile High Stadium's at, and we can't kick the ball, through the end zone on a kickoff every single time. That needs to be fixed. I would love it if Mata can strengthen the leg to get to that place, because we already know he's got the accuracy. It's just a big pet peeve of mine. Because you see, I know it's the NFL, and we've had special teams guys here in the past, like, kick these touchbacks easily, okay? It really drove me crazy, the fact that we had like a 50% touchback ratio last year. It was way too low. Starting CUD line. Give me BJ Green, Samuel Okunlowa on the edges, and the 2 interior players. Give me Tarian Carter of course, give me Chidozie Nwankwo. Give me Tarian Carter or Amari McNeil. The reason I'm going with Tarian Carter right now is just because he's a bigger body. He's a bigger body than Amari McNeil right now. Nah, I'm gonna do it. All this, baby that. That's just the era that we're in. Y'all are getting too upset about these things. Y'all are getting too upset about these nicknames. Stop this right now. It's Wednesday. We still got half the week to go. We can't be getting in a bad mood yet. We cannot be getting in a bad mood yet. How can Mata's slogan be "He don't miss"? I mean, he missed a couple last year, right? One was on a high snap. And I don't fault him for that one, and I don't fault him from the one against Arizona, because he was kicking that thing out of a stupid-ass dirt patch that was on the field since the Nebraska game, and we didn't fix it, man. We did that to ourselves, man. Kicking out of a dirt patch is hard. So he's got 2 mulligans from last year. Dog Food Slim. Going to be thinking about that name. And he don't miss any meals, because he's really hitting the creatine. He's hitting the protein from Redcon 1. And now that we got that deal going on, I can't wait, because our players, we need to be like downing 2 or 3 of those energy drinks before the games. I don't care how it happened. He missed those field goals. Okay. That's just not my opinion. Yeah, he's got one legitimate miss. That's good in college football. You don't miss. Oh, guys, I love it. Okay, well, I got a meeting that I need to get to here in a bit. You know what? Man, you guys are crazy. Yeah, he was iced from by his own coach last year. Come on. Come on now. But guys, I got to get to this meeting here in a little bit. I'm going to be back with Rawhide Media for You later this afternoon. We're going to go live together. It's been a little bit since we've done a show. It's going to be a little bit more open-ended. We're going to have a few different topics that we talk about, but we're going to leave it open for people to kind of ask us questions and everything like that. So you guys are cracking me up. So y'all be sure to click on that, see that later on. And my film review yesterday got taken down for a small little copyright thing that I'm just waiting for the video to update to be trimmed out. And then it will be back on when it comes to the Khalil Benson film room. It looks like I have another one to just trim out. This thing's going to take forever, but that will be back eventually. Appreciate your support, guys. Have a wonderful day. And as always, everybody, do I ever eat in my lunch break? I work from home, so I just kind of eat whenever I want. And Tremaine, I do need to hit up Chico, man. I've had it on my list. I just haven't done it. I need to hit up Chico because we were trying to get together in December, but our schedules are just crazy. And then we just haven't scheduled anything. So I got to do that. I got to hit up Chico. You're totally right. It has been nice having a little bit of a break during the off season, just because it's a lot easier for me to do shows individually than sometimes have to schedule them. But I do need to reach out for Chico. It's been 2 months since the holidays ended. So, hey, eventually, hopefully for a bowl game, I can get down to Atlanta, right? That'll be a lot of fun. So y'all have a wonderful day. I'll be back later. And yeah, I don't know what dog food is. Teach me this. Teach me this before I go. Teach me this. Is this appropriate for you to, do I just got to look it up on Urban Dictionary? God dang it. I'm looking this up on Urban Dictionary. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. 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 I got it. All right. Hey, you learn something new every day. All I'm going to say is, guys, I'm off that dog food. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.